Tonight, we are talking Jurassic World Chaos Theory. We're talking Beyond the Gates, the Hatchling, and probably more. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. All right, everybody, welcome back to another Let's Talk Jurassic, your weekly live stream here from the Jurassic Park Podcast. Thank you so much to our returning viewers out there. Thank you for coming back this week. And if you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you, as always. And if you're out there lurking, say hi. I want to say hi to you wherever you are. I don't know who you are, but let's get talking Jurassic here tonight. Let's get going here. See who's in the chat. Sorry, I'm using this mouse that doesn't really work, so it's messing me up here. Let's see. We've got some... Oh, Jurassic Souls. What's up, Jurassic Souls? How you doing? We've got Jurassic Raptor here. We've got Cretaceous Dave with the super chat. Thank you so much, Cretaceous Dave. With Chaos Theory official, if you can have one cameo, who would it be? Hey, we'll talk about that. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to put that on the list for cameo. Who would it be in Chaos Theory? We've got Steven here. What's up, Steven? We've got reviews to go. Hey, reviews to go. Heya. Shout out to Jurassic Souls again. Thank you so much. How about the Hatchling short? That was really awesome and wild. I agree. It was pretty cool. It was really cool. So we've got that, and I really appreciate the super chat. We'll be talking about the Hatchling in just a little bit. And we've got Dodgson here. What's up, Dodgson? How you doing? Jurassic KM just watched the Hatchling before the stream. Was a neat little film. Didn't care for the ending. Oh no. Sorry to hear that. We've got Thomas here. What's up, Thomas? And you're watching Jurassic Park right now, Steven. Awesome. And yes, missed us last Wednesday. We were not here. Sorry about that. But after all this, intro here for a little while, been wasting all your time. I actually have a nice little guest here tonight. So let's say hello to the one, the only, Aaron Beyer. Oh, I didn't set him as the guest. So let me do this again. There we go. There he is. You might need to slide your body over, Aaron, a little bit. How you doing?
I'm good.
Welcome to another Let's Talk Jurassic. We're here to talk about new animation. We're going to talk about, some toys. We're going to talk about the Hatchling. Are you excited? Do you have any interest in those topics here tonight?
Toys, maybe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, we could just jump into it. I mean,
all right. Well, before we do that,
yeah,
we'll get to it. But all right. So I'm trying to catch up on this conversation here. Jurassic Souls is watching Chucky. I haven't.
I'm like blown out. You keep talking. I'm gonna go turn off this light because I'm just straight up nuclear glow over here. Hold on.
I'm here with my guest tonight, a ghost. Woo! Spooky Halloween. But we're gonna do the little bit of. I forgot my iPad. I don't know where it is. I'm gonna need that. So hold on. Once Aaron comes back, Aaron. You're gonna have to vamp for a sec. You're gonna have to vamp for a second. I forgot to plug in my iPad.
Oh my god, you guys! This is. I think Brad and I walked into the room at like exactly 9:00. This is how on it I am. Look at Brad. Okay, look at Brad's display for his T-Rex. I don't know. Like here's my display for my T-Rex over here. Brad's is better lit. I'll give you that. But Brad has the banner. That's pretty cool. But I have the flipped over truck. So maybe in the chat, tell us whose is better. Who's winning the Hammond Collection Rec display? I know you can't see mine very well. It's dark. Maybe I can shine a light on it.
All right.
Look at that. So in the chat, who's
back.
is better?
And out of breath.
I think mine is better by a lot, but Brad is killing it with that banner for sure. Just want to let you guys know, Brad still owes me some toys that I've paid for. Brad has had these toys. Well, let's see. Brad has had these toys since the Tim and Explorer set came out. Just letting you guys. Brad has them. I'm like 40% sure I paid for them. He just needs to send them. It's been years.
Oh no, you talking crap now? You talking crap?
Years. Yeah.
I'm out of breath now. So my son took my iPad and brought it upstairs. I had to sprint upstairs to get it. But before that, I left my headphones in the other room, and I forgot them. I had to go back in there, get the headphones, and now we're ready to go to the website. All right, so we are on the website finally. We got it back up and running. And I just wanted you to all check out this week's episode, which actually features the special effects artist, or one of them, and the Pteranodon suit performer, the person who was actually in the suit. You can see it right there in the image. Mark Vigniello was on the show. I had the chance to chat with him. This was a little while back now. When was that? It was like early August or something. So it was quite a while ago, but we had an awesome chat and got the chat for about an hour or so, and we split up the episode. So this is part 1. And what did I chat about? Oh yeah, we chatted about monster movies. We chatted about just the industry in general, like coming up in the special effects industry. We talked a little bit about like the world building of Jurassic Park 3 and what that means for, people on the inside and us on the outside. And there was a lot more conversation in that. And I think I wrote some stuff about the second episode, which actually features more from Jurassic Park 3, the stunts, the Pteranodon suit, and if anything from like the Lost World carried over into Jurassic Park 3. So that was a really fun episode, or fun 2-part episode, which you'll hear the next one next week. Very excited about that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pumped. That was a fun episode, getting to actually chat with somebody who worked on Jurassic Park 3. I had a really good time with that. And now I'm chatting with somebody who worked on, the
3 Jurassic Parks.
Yeah, 3 Jurassic Parks. And the emphasis on 3, and then add a D on there as well. Do you like how I got there?
Yeah, you nailed it, buddy. I don't know. You know what? I'm a traitor.
Oh no, you are?
Yeah, our 3D TV is no longer our main TV. We switched to 4K about a year ago.
Okay.
And buddy, I just set up an Atmos system. So Jurassic Park, I feel like fairly easy to see in like its full surround sound glory. Like you can go to the theater every 5 years and they're like, doing some kind of anniversary screening. But The Lost World, I probably have not seen that in full audio, highest resolution. I probably have not seen that in that way since like 97. So yeah. I'm looking forward to checking that out. I was a big sucker for those 4K discs that came out about a year ago that had like all the original poster art on it, except for JP3, which I could have swore JP3 went back for this 4K release, but no, it's the silver with the T-Rex skeleton on that 4K.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm excited to check out those movies in 4K / Atmos because Jurassic Park was dope with surround sound. So
I know. Hey, it's a good movie. I'm going to see it this weekend on Friday. So going again, this time with the orchestra playing live in front of me. I'm very excited for that.
One up me, Brad.
Hey,
see how it is.
I am trying to. I'm
over here with just speakers, and you're gonna go see it with an orchestra. I get it.
I'm gonna hold your toys hostage for a little while, a little while more. One of these days, I'll send them out.
Only 40% sure I paid for them. I think like that's.
It doesn't even matter. No, I don't even know anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what we like to call a little bit of Jurassic news from around the world. Sorry, Aaron. Goodbye. Oh, wrong one. This would help. All right, so first up, the Hatchling finally debuted October 17th, and that was only just about a week ago, and it's already gotten over 100,000 views. So that's pretty amazing. That is great to hear that, you know, this little short from a team of people that work within the industry, but also are fans and certainly like community members and stuff like that. They got this thing going, man. They got this thing going, over 100K views, so that is very, very cool. That's the next thing we're going to talk about tonight is the Carnotaurus, sold out Carnotaurus, I should say, $34.99. This is going to be coming out January 7th, 2024. Wow, I guess we're right around the corner, but sold out. The thing looks beautiful. I can't wait to talk about that. And then lastly, we're going to talk about Geeked Week. Geeked Week? That's a hard thing to say. Jurassic World Chaos Theory has been officially acknowledged in some capacity so far. And will be further on November 6th through the 12th, somewhere in that range. We're going to hear more about Jurassic World Chaos Theory, whether it's a trailer, a first look, some sort of surprise or more. Who knows? They've got all that listed there. So I don't know. There's a lot of other content as well listed on there. Rebel Moon. I think that's Zack Snyder stuff. You've got Last Airbender, Exploding Kittens. You've got Leo. I think that's an animated movie, Adam Sandler thing, I think. Life on Our Planet, and a lot of things. Plus 10 Netflix games. So a lot to talk about, but the main thing is Jurassic World Chaos Theory. So we're going to start talking first, though, about the Hatchling. So, Aaron, you're back. The Hatchling, it was very cool. This thing came out with a little bit of, what do you call it? There was like a little bit of like, what's the word with like,
buzz, marketing,
like
push,
marketing. Yeah, like my brain
fanfare.
is really fogged right now. But like, what's the thing when like Godzilla did all that marketing that was like, you know, you kind of had to like find it and search for it and figure it all out. I like that kind of marketing
like
style.
Viral marketing.
Yeah, I guess viral marketing. And they kind of did that. They kind of like came out there with some fun images and things to kind of pick apart. And it really happened all very quickly. I mean, I'll be honest with y'all. I've known about this for quite a while now. So I've seen stuff from it for a little while, and to finally see it out there in the wild is really, really cool. Yeah, it popped up, and then like a few days later, it's like, hey, it's coming out October 17th, and 100,000 views later. That's pretty awesome to see, like, that viral marketing kind of working out, and them, you know, reaching out to people like us, like others, you know, to get the buzz going and to just use the community, like the Jurassic community, as a good resource for, you know, content like this. And I think that it kind of perfectly ties in whether, you know, it's not really related to anything Jurassic, but it feels like it. It feels like it could be. It feels like it really could be. I had a blast watching this thing. Did you got a chance to watch it, right?
Yeah, I watched it, but I didn't see any marketing for it or anything. But like,
yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. If you're not paying attention, it was just like really quick.
I don't pay attention to anything. I'm not on social media anymore at all.
Yeah.
So
Did I lose you?
my only real thoughts on it was like, yeah, it was good. It was interesting. I was a little concerned about the VFX just based on this first shot. But I thought the rest were really good. This first shot feels like some pre-rendered AR. But the rest looked pretty good for an independent short. It definitely evokes kind of, I mean, like the description says, it evokes that Amblin, you know, Goonies style feel. And I mean, my critiques, honestly, of this would be critiques on any independent short film not produced under the massive umbrella of Hollywood, and even they're not like flawless. So, yeah, it was interesting. I mean, it's it's not Jurassic, so it's not like anything that like if you wouldn't have asked me to watch this, I would have just happily like not watched it. But it was good. You have to understand,
okay.
to me, like the logo is everything, because anyone can make a dinosaur anything, right?
Sure.
And it's so stupid. Like if they would just if Universal would have slapped like $100,000 down, I mean, like sure, shove our logo on it. My conversation would be, yeah, it was a fairly good Jurassic World short, and my conversation now is, yeah, it's a fairly good dinosaur short.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna, it's a interesting comparison, but if you're gonna put it up there with something like Battle at Big Rock, obviously Battle at Big Rock has that big,
Right.
very big budget with the very awesome looking graphics and everything, and the CG looks fantastic, and that the dinosaurs look really cool, whether you're into those designs or not. But I think storytelling that had a really great storytelling, and it was very short and tight and looked great. And I think even after Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom, I guess it was after Fallen Kingdom, wasn't it? It felt fresh and it felt new. It felt like, oh wow, Colin really stepped it up. So I do like this, though. I not that this sits perfectly next to that, but I think it fits well enough where you would be like, oh, that, I would love to see more stuff like this from Universal. And I think, we've been saying that for so long now. Once Battle at Big Rock came out, we were like, we need more of these kinds of shorts. And I thought for sure we would have gotten those whenever Battle at Big Rock came out. Time doesn't really work in my brain anymore, so I don't really know.
No.
I forget when everything came out. But after that came out, I thought for sure we'd get maybe 2 more, before Dominion. So unfortunately we didn't, but I think, the time is kind of ripe for that. We could stall the next installment of the series, the next film installment, and push it out with content kind of like this. So I think this is good, at testing the waters and saying hey, look, Jurassic fans are into this kind of thing. I think this would be really cool, even if it's just adjacent. It works well enough. Like these badges right here that are in this short, they were part of the viral marketing a little bit, and everybody's like, yo, those look exactly like the Jurassic World Dominion DFW badges. And when you actually look at them, they are a bit different, but they evoke that same thought, right? They make you feel like it's part of the same world. So I thought that was really cool that they didn't step on any toes, but they used some iconography and some familiar things to kind of, reel in some Jurassic fans, obviously. It doesn't take
I thought
much,
they did a good I thought they did a good job of picking the right dinosaur for this film. I this furry, feathery one, it kind of makes, to me, it looks better amongst fall foliage and kind of a wooded area, as opposed to kind of the leathery dinosaurs that we're used to seeing in the jungle. There was just something so weird to me about seeing an Apatosaurus in the snow in Dominion.
Oh yeah.
And I just think I would have I think I just would have accepted that a little bit more had it been some kind of new dinosaur that that had equipment for cold weather, I guess. So but I think this animal looks really good amongst kind of this. I mean, this looks Midwest, forest.
No, it's New Jersey. It's supposed to be New Jersey. So
oh well, okay,
very familiar territory. It looks like New Jersey to me. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was great, and I think they used scale pretty well. That's something that we've all, I think, criticized some of the Jurassic World stuff for, is they kind of lost some of the sense of scale when the cameras are up high and not down low, with the focus, being on the kids or whoever, So they did a good job at that. I thought that was really cool. And hey, the use of this actor here from Barry, which was pretty great. But yeah, visually, I thought, like you said, that first shot was a little interesting. I'm not sure. I was is it going to be, a little too CG looking? But like looking at these shots, it like really stepped it up, and
I
looks
mean,
pretty brilliant, I think.
this is not cheap to do. Like
Oh no,
fur, fur and feathers in CG, like forget about it. It's difficult. Um,
where's that one shot?
Lighting wise, I thought some of the shots were really pretty. I think this like standoff shot is really nice. And
Yeah.
like look the scale of that. Like again, you said the scale, like that wide angle with seeing the humans versus
Mm-hmm.
this dinosaur. It's a really cool shot. We don't get stuff like that in some of these new movies. And
Yeah.
what I will say is like if there's clearly demand for this because people felt like they should make it and just Universal not really wanting to tip their hat yet with what they have planned, if anything. I mean, I think if they can learn anything from Marvel, it's that maybe they are taking a page from the Marvel playbook and doing the opposite, which is if you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. And I think that's what we've seen with the last two phases of Marvel right now. Marvel really has nothing to say. I feel like their projects are just coming out via contract obligations or a need to keep up some kind of momentum that I don't feel like exists. And maybe the momentum after Dominion has died down a little bit, but maybe Universal is smart in saying nothing, let the excitement build for however many more months or years, and then come back with something like a big new idea. Maybe that's where we're at. And stuff like this in the meantime, it's fun and interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. I think Jurassic fans had a good time sharing this around and getting excited for it because, since Dominion, it's been pretty dead out there, right? It's been kind of like,
Yeah.
well, we're just sitting here, sitting back, waiting, tapping our fingers, like, okay, when, like it's been kind of hard. Some people have been finding it hard to get into the 30th anniversary because there really hasn't been much to celebrate. So it's like, when are we gonna get something? Oh, we have a short, but it's not related, but it's still really cool. So I thought that was fun. At least it
And
got
that's so
the
weird
fan
to
base
me that
hyped.
that's so weird to me that you're saying that like people are having a hard time getting into the 30th anniversary because like to me, Jurassic Park and I mean maybe Jurassic Park. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw a line in the sand. The quality of Jurassic Park and the other 5 movies is like it's second to like Jurassic Park is second to none. So to me to be like, yeah, you're not excited for the 30th anniversary. It's like you're not excited for the 30th anniversary. I mean, what I would say is the greatest film ever made. All right, but you have to easily say the best Jurassic Park movie ever made. So like, I don't know, man. Like I was excited. I went and saw my work in 3D and paid some money for a 30th anniversary poster on eBay that I'm super excited to hang up in my laundry room. Like, yeah, man, I was
Yeah.
I was good to go.
Yeah. No, I think I've been having a great time with the 30th, and I know it hasn't really hit it for some, but it's about celebrating the past, so I don't really expect a ton of huge investment on the 30-year-old movie, but I think they've done a brilliant job, and they've done good. But like, they released little shorts that were like kind of like mostly centered around like Universal Orlando, and like there was like a lab short that was like really cool. It looked like it had some of the workers, and it was kind of just showcasing like what work life is at Jurassic Park. And then there was like, I think there was one about the vehicles and stuff. So I think that was like a good start for Jurassic Park kind of content. But man, how cool would it have been to have like a short centered around like Jurassic Park, like a true short, like 8-minute short or something, just somehow centered around Jurassic Park. I think that would have been really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm I don't want a prequel. But I really want to go back to. I I almost I don't want to say reboot, but I'm ready for something back in the like 80s and 90s. Like I Jurassic World just really loses it for me in 2015 and beyond. Like I just don't have interest. I just want to go back to the pop colors of and the warm tones of what those original movies were. And at least the first two. But I don't know. I'm an
Yeah,
old man shouting at the sky.
you are. It's true. So I agree to a certain extent, but I think I've really enjoyed the past, however many years it's been, 8+ years or whatever. Um, and I enjoy the content that has come from it. So I do, I've been really like reflecting on the past three movies and how it's all worked out a lot recently. And I think there were mistakes made, certainly, but I think I had so much fun along the way, and I really enjoyed the product I saw on screen for all three of them, and even Camp Cretaceous and things like that. Maybe just not the motion comics. I think maybe the motion comics were like
Yeah.
a low. Um, but but um but yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, but I at the same time, I've been more so warming up to the idea of not a reboot or anything, but just like a mini series or something like that. I think that would be a great way to
Something.
focus
Yeah.
on the book. And I said it, I don't know when I said it, maybe the last week or a week. I don't know. Maybe I said it like just in person the other day when I was talking to somebody at Horror Nights, I think. But like what they're doing with the Harry Potter franchise with redoing that on HBO, like in my mind, it's like that's just seems like the dumbest idea. Um, but there will be an audience for it and people will watch it. And if they're gonna try to make it more accurate to the books, I guess, whatever. But that's what I think Jurassic could end up doing. It could be pretty likely, but I don't know. Who knows? But it would be cool to see. That way it doesn't erase anything that's already been done. It just is it's in its own lane, and it does, a remake of the book, like from start to finish, in the tone of the book, the way the characters are in the book, with those scenes, nothing like they were in the movie. I think it could be the way to go.
Yeah. And I think I disagree with you on the Harry Potter stuff. I don't think Fantastic Beasts is good at all. I was pretty bored by the first Fantastic Beasts movie.
Sure.
Didn't even bother to see the second Fantastic Beasts movie. The game story I thought was very good. But like it wasn't like I didn't sink 1,000 hours into exploring Hogwarts.
I
So
think does Aaron miss the reference to Luna Lovegood in the house? You remember when you were watching it and you were watching it in
yeah,
3D and you had the Luna
yeah.
glasses?
I just yeah, I don't know. I think I mean if you don't have good content or you can't make a good spinoff, I think it's time to revisit the original uh the original story again and do a
Mhm.
variation on that. Um I think where I do agree with you on on remaking the series is like movies 1 and 2, where I feel like movies 1 and 2 were pretty. I think they removed a couple scenes and changed a few things. I mean, book 3, I guess I would like to see as a season. Book 4 and
Oh, what are we
5
talking?
and
We're talking about
6.
Harry Potter.
We're talking about Harry Potter being like a TV series. So it's like season 1 and 2
Sure.
of that Harry Potter series are going to be kind of, I feel like, the same, right? It's not till you get to like 3, 4, 5, and
I didn't
6.
read them. I don't know,
You didn't?
and never will.
What?
No, no, I didn't. But I think at least with Jurassic,
Wow.
you could do like I don't know, you could do like 8 to 10 episodes. I think like hour-long episodes or something, and probably get pretty close to what Crichton did in those books. Like I think you could do it over the course of just like a mini series, not a season thing, not like season 1, season 2. Um, and I think that could be nice, like self-contained, pretty cool. I don't know. I would love to see it.
Are there enough dinosaur events in the books to fill out the beginning of the miniseries? Because I just feel like even like the Lost World, right? The movie starts with an event that happens in Jurassic Park, right? So okay, so you have that one event. So you take the Compy attack and you stick
Mhm.
that as episode 1. But after that, it's like until you I mean, man, like you would literally just have to have one episode without dinosaurs. It
I
feels
think that's
like.
fine, to be honest. Like I don't expect like that's the way the Marvel shows have kind of gone. Like it's like How many of
Yeah,
those
but
first
they're
few episodes are like they're not like in their full outfit yet? Like it's taken them a little while. Like
you're
I
talking the
think
new Marvel shows.
yeah, for the most
So
part they've
you're talking about mediocre to crap. Like that's the problem. Like I just think we have a fundamental
disagree.
different opinion on maybe the shows. Like
The newest one is no, not even the newest. The newest one is fantastic, which is Loki. But the one prior to that, very sub mediocre even.
I have not been into the shows. Like it was like Loki. I thought was season 1 of Loki. I thought was okay until the very last 2 episodes. I was just bored to tears by them. WandaVision
Similar,
I thought
dude.
was great, but like Miss Marvel, I felt like would have been a great movie. I felt like Miss Marvel would have been a great 2-hour movie.
Well,
Would have been excited
you
to
have your
see that
chance.
movie.
You got your
No,
chance,
I
man.
have no desire.
You
Because
just
Captain
said it
Marvel
would be a great movie. Go see it.
No, Miss Marvel, the show. If they were
She's
taking
gonna be
6
in it
episodes,
though. She's
yeah,
in
but that
it.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like it was. I don't know. I have zero desire to see that movie again. No one wants that movie. This is a contract obligation or
I want to see
something.
it.
I don't know.
I'm very excited for that
Oh
one.
man.
But no, I don't care like what dinosaur like I don't need. That's what I think like the mistake is when thinking about a Jurassic TV show or miniseries or whatever, is that we need bombastic dinosaur moments every time. We don't. We just need story. We just need the story. And I think that's all like, we don't need to change anything from Michael Crichton's story. We don't need to shift things around, change this character to that character, like combine characters. Just do what Michael Crichton did and go for it. Like just if there's an episode or 3 or 4, however many with no dinosaurs, that's the way the story's told. Like that's what it's about.
I'm down for it because Jurassic Park in the book takes place in the 80s. And I think the 80s, the early 90s were cool, but like, man, the 80s were even cooler. And like,
yeah,
I'm just talking like big clunky tech, giant computers with like really small screens.
Yeah.
Like really boxy Land Rovers and stuff. Like, yeah, bring that stuff on, man. Let's go.
Yeah. It would have to be like period piece kind of thing. I think that would make it more interesting. And I think that's what
Way
makes
better.
that's what makes like Loki really interesting to me. And if you watch the second season, it's like it's so brilliantly shot and just like the tech that's in the TVA and stuff. It kind of reminds me of that. Like if I was to see Jurassic, I would kind of want it to look like this, like that show. And I think that would be really cool to see, like just everything from the book, and even some of the switches. Like I know they switched to kind of like Lex and Tim, but like just do it 1-to-1, and we'll see what happens. I think it could be interesting.
Just bring it back to this short, and I totally am spacing on the name, so you're going to have to help me out. This, and it all kind of like funnels back to Amblin and Goonies and all that, but this short kind of felt like that J.J. Abrams monster movie with the monster.
Super 8?
Dude, it felt like Super 8. Mm-hmm. And Super 8, like, I'll still stand by it. Super 8's one of the best Jurassic Park films ever made. Like, I
haven't seen it in so long.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Like, everyone was comparing that movie to, like, oh, E.T. and Goonies. And I'm like, did you not see the bus attack sequence? It was just straight up Jurassic Park. It was Jurassic goodness, like, through and through.
Wait, what are we talking? We're talking about Super 8?
Yeah, Super 8, where he attacks the kids in the bus or whatever.
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in so long. But you said the bus attack, and there's a bus attack in Stranger Things, and that reminds me of Jurassic Park. So like
there's a lot of stuff in Stranger Things that reminds me of Jurassic Park.
And that's when I saw the marketing for the hatchling, I was like, dude, there better be bikes in this, because like I need like 80s style kids on bikes. Like I feel like that's the best. I don't know if there was any bikes. I forget. Probably. I don't think there were, because I think they were in a truck. But big missed opportunity to have a bike in the hatchling.
The hatchling pop up under a blanket. Yeah, big. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, it should have had kids on bikes. Like that to me describes, just that Amblin style to me. So, yeah, I don't know, but I would love to see more shorts, even outside of Jurassic. Sure, inside of Jurassic, absolutely. I think we should do more of those. But let's move on to our next topic here, and that is going to be we're going to talk a little bit about this Carnotaurus figure from Mattel. What's up? So, Aaron, let me ask you right off the bat: did you order it?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, I did not. So.
I mean, you don't have to because there'll be a million of them on the shelves.
I'll get it first on shelves.
No, you know what? You know what? No. To Target's credit, Brad, since we've been complaining about this now for like 6 months, I am getting my pre-orders like day and date. In fact, I'm getting them too fast.
Ooh,
if I have to give a complaint, I can almost tell. It's gotten to the Brad. Like, listen, I can't say this really loud.
Yeah.
I have so much stuff on pre-order. I feel like I can tell when the boat shows up from China because I go months with nothing. And then all of a sudden, there's like 1,000 things coming to my door. And I have to secretly get them and pull them inside.
That's the problem. And a lot of other fellow collectors are saying the same thing. It's like, oh my God, like all of the pre-orders, whatever it is, whether it's Star Wars or Jurassic, everything is all at once. And you're like, I didn't plan for that. Like,
dude, it's like, first off, I'm behind on even Hammond collection. Like there are a few that I want to get that I don't have. Like, I'm starting to like really make some rules as I've moved into my own house now, and like for the foreseeable future, this is as big as my living space is gonna be. So it's like looking at like bringing my collection here. It was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't something I can collect everything for. So it's like, yeah, Hammond collection. But even within Hammond collection, it's like, did the dinosaur have screen time? Yes. Great. Which I guess Hammond's collection is all screen time stuff. So I guess really my collection is going to be focused more on the Hammond collection. Like
there's some weird things in there, but yeah, for the most part, it's like, things that you've seen for the most part.
I mean, how many are out there that didn't have screen time? The Metracanthosaurus, right? Which I'm going to get because I think it's technically one of the originals.
Yeah, it's on the vials, right?
It's on the vials. It's on like some of the like map work that came out via like Kodak and all that stuff. And I think that there are like the one that shows up in Jurassic World Evolution, I believe is actually a design from like some graphic art made for Jurassic Park or whatever. So like that one, it's like, okay, I'm kind of on board for it. There was one though. What was the one that was only a statue in Fallen Kingdom? Like I didn't even bother with that. Yeah, like I didn't even bother with it. Like it never saw screen time. If it eventually does see screen time, it'll probably look way different.
Yeah, I don't know. Did I get that? See, this is my problem, is I don't know what I've got and what I haven't gotten. So I'm kind of, I'm like sitting back, waiting for the exact things that I want and for them to show up in stores. That's pretty much it. Irritator, Caleb mentioned. Yeah. So there have been, and the thing is, they've all been like pretty great looking for the most part. There's been a few that have been like, not too sold on them, but yeah, I think this Carnotaurus though looks pretty fantastic.
It looks so good. It looks so
never know how to
good.
do this. Oh my gosh, there we go. That looks so good. I mean, that looks.
It looks great. I'm hoping for the price range. I'm hoping it's a little bit bigger than Metracanthosaurus and some of the others, but I kind of doubt it. I feel like this will be that same size box.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it looks so good. So while I'm bummed I didn't pre-order it and it's sold out, I'm fairly certain it'll show up in stores and we'll be okay. So yeah, but I'm just holding off for now. I was just saying to Stephen Ray Morris, I was like, I don't know when the last time I got a like Mattel Jurassic toy was. It's been a little while, I think. Oh, I think, no, actually, the last one I got was the Steven Spielberg thing. So, and that was kind of like a special occasion. But
was that even that long? I guess that was like 4 months ago.
It was in the summer. It was in the summer sometime. But like that was the one thing. And then I'm looking at my collection. But I think the thing prior to that would have been the 93 Classic line. So yeah. But yeah, I think so. I've been like really hesitating on that. I still have loads of stuff to unbox. I got some Star Wars stuff, some Indiana Jones stuff, Funko Pops, ET. I got a lot of stuff, even Jurassic stuff to unbox. So I'm just like putting a pause on it for right now.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, things coming in. Like I just had my Green Goblin figure come in from Hot Toys. It's glorious.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and I just recently got that Hammond Collection Brachiosaur. That thing is awesome. Uh, the Wait, but so you're telling me that you haven't picked up Hammond Collection Brachiosaur? You haven't picked up the
Nope.
what's the
Mementosaurus.
long
Nope.
neck from Lost World? The
Mementosaurus. I have not. No.
Mementosaur. You haven't picked up that?
No.
Oh,
And I
buddy,
saw it in stores too.
buddy,
I saw
it's
it in
so
stores the
good.
other day. I'm like, hey, this is a cool box. All right, I'm going. I gotta leave. But yeah, no, I just have lacked the need, I think, recently, and that's okay. I'll come back to it eventually, because I do have some catching up to do on some things. For a while,
Sure.
they kind of lost me on some of the, like, around the time when they were making things that weren't necessarily in the movies. But a quick question: people have been bringing it up in the chat room. Um, did you get your survey from Mattel?
Uh, I think Mattel. So when I log into Mattel Creations, it's with an email that I don't use anymore. Um,
Oh no.
which doesn't mean I have access. It's just that
Okay.
like I don't know, man. The finding the password, like I feel like my thoughts are everyone's thoughts. Like
Add to them, man. Add to them. Like, I think it's valid because the more
you've done
people
us a
that
little
say this
dirty.
stuff, you
You've done
know,
us a little dirty, Mattel, and but it's like, I mean, you treat us so good. So it's like it's almost like what am I supposed to? I feel
that's
like
yeah.
it just is one really bad moment for them.
And
One really bad.
it's not even about that though. It's not like the survey is not really about that moment in particular. The survey is basically like, hey, what do you think of these specific lines? Core, Hammond collection. They even mention Amber collection in there, so there's like some shout outs to that. And they just basically want to know, like, what do you do as a collector? What are you looking for as a collector? And then they did ask a few questions about the Mattel Creations thing, like why did you, like, what specifically were you looking for? That's why you make sure you check that Bull T-Rex. You got to check that thing, and just say like, hey, these are the things I wasn't interested in, the vehicle or the whatever the case may be for yourself. But for me, I was like, I need to check that Bull T-Rex. And yeah, and then they left there was like some of the things that you could just fill in and write your own words. And for me personally, I basically was like, look, I need more human figures. That's what I want. So I want more humans.
Yeah,
The things, exact same things that me and you have said and others have said, but like I want those like unique stories to tell via like the evil raiders or the Dino Tracker team. Like I want stories like that to tell with unique characters that are not even just from the movies. So for me, I really focused on the humans, and there were aspects of that within the survey itself, like the check marks and things that you could do. So I really put an emphasis on wanting humans, and that they are a big focus of what I do as a collector. So I do think you should search out that password, go put your info in there because you can't really rely on everybody to fill out surveys. So if you have something to say, you should say it.
yeah, and I for sure will because I think that's a valid that's valid that they're asking about other lines. Like I think, dude, one of the things I was most impressed with, and I don't know if we talked. I don't know if it's been. I don't know when the last time you and I talked, to be honest with you. But like, dude, that Triceratops, here, I got one right here. This
Yeah.
Triceratops they released, dude, it's so good. And I feel like, is it Hammond Collection? No, but it's up there, dude. It's really good. I mean, we talk so much on this show when we talk about toys about how
I don't see the
the Ken,
difference.
you don't see the difference in what.
I just had to turn around and look at my Hammond collection Triceratops, and outside of the size, I'm like, So that's the problem with me is I put that in the survey is like sometimes the quality is like, it's like mid, level there for me. I'm like, there's not a big distinction between Hammond Collection and core stuff sometimes. So,
well, I also think that there's definitely like two things happening over there. And it happened at Kenner too. There's the stuff that gets screen time, and so they get really close, right? Like the Triceratops, like you said, they're probably the same mold. They're probably the same ZBrush file, just sliced up a different way, But there's like the stuff that gets screen time and looks kind of good. And then there's like the artists over there that are like, hey, open a dinosaur dictionary, pick something out, and make sure it kind of looks recognizable, but also different enough that we can't be sued for the art. And then it ends up looking nothing like, because you have to understand, if it doesn't look like a McCreary creation, it's not, in my book, it's not right. And I think even
that's where I think that mini series idea could be brilliant, is if they go with that kind of style, like from the old artwork and stuff, like that would be so brilliant to see.
Yeah, I think a reboot is the time. A miniseries is the time to break away from the McCreary look, right? Everyone talks about accurate. A reboot is the time to establish a new design. And I think you're right. The paleo art from the 80s, right, that would be amazing. McCreary has his thumb, his handprints all over Jurassic Parks 1, 2, and I think a lot of 3, that like even when animals come out in 2015 that look like they don't belong, I'm just like, it's not, quote, real, right? We had the Parasaurolophus in Dominion, and I'm like, that's fake news, right? Like, it's not a Jurassic Park Parasaurolophus. It's some other thing.
The least fake news of our worries is the difference between the two Parasaurolophus.
Hey, look, man. I didn't say it was world-ending. I'm just saying it's fake news.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll get back on that train someday, I think, and get back into the dinosaur toys. But who knows? Maybe the next topic will help pick that up for me. And that is Jurassic World Chaos Theory. So Jurassic World Chaos Theory has been kind of rumored for a little while now. But then, like, there were some little images that came out over the past, 2 weeks or so, kind of showcasing for real that there is something coming. So this is really, I think this image here might be like the second time that it was actually like kind of visualized. There was another image that came out kind of more like, it looked like a credit screen or something like that. It just had like a bunch of different titles like we see here, but just like very simple. And it said Jurassic World Chaos Theory. And we've gotten it here for Geeked Week 2023. Netflix is going to be showing off a whole bunch of things, Stranger Things, I guess. This Zack Snyder movie, whatever it is. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things in here, but obviously Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Well, I don't want to say it's on top of people's lists, but for me, it's very high up there. I'm very interested to see what it is, what exactly this show is going to be. What do you think? What do you think of the title? Let's start with the title alone, Chaos Theory. Does that feel good?
This is where you hate me, Brad. I don't care about this at all. Like, show over. Like, I don't. I don't understand why when Netflix.
So it's just me tonight. It's just me.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't worry about Aaron anymore. He's gone. Yeah. No, what do you have to say?
I just like for a company that can produce miniseries like Squid Game and Squid Game, Stranger Things. Dude, I watched One Piece and I don't know anything about One Piece, but I'll tell you what, if that's the worst iteration of One Piece, then One Piece is the greatest thing ever, because I loved that show. They produce such high quality live action, and I didn't finish Camp Cretaceous. I'm never going to finish it. And to be like, hey, did you love Camp Cretaceous? No. Are you ready for more? Click. Goodbye. Make a live action, Netflix. You can do it. Like, I don't know. I'm not interested. I'm so happy for those that are excited about this, but I just don't care at all.
You heard it here first, folks, from Aaron Beyer. Make a live action, Netflix. Make a live action. That's what we want to see.
Like, hey. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Well, as something that, most likely here is the follow-up to Camp Cretaceous, I personally am very excited. I have been feeling very nostalgic, I think, for the Camp Cretaceous time period, because we were getting like content consistently, and I thought it was pretty fun. And I know it didn't end the way that everybody wanted it to end, and personally, it's the same thing for me. Like, I think there was moments in there where I rolled my eyes and I thought, this is going to get quite the beating online, and it did. But at the end of the day, I still had a great time with this show, and I think season 3 is fantastic, and I love the way that season 1 really tied into the first Jurassic World movie. So I think, overall, Camp Cretaceous really excelled in my book, and I'm very happy with what they were able to do. I think they touched on some really important topics, and I think they, I feel like they broadened the world a little bit more. They didn't like go super deep on the world building, but there was enough there for me to be like, oh wow, this is a valuable piece of the story. So I'm excited for the potential that they can expand upon that story and those characters. And like I've said time and time again, as we sent off Camp Cretaceous, I said, like, I think we need to start like maybe Camp Cretaceous is the start of building out this world where we get like the kind of Clone Wars to Rebels to Mandalorian verse, like hopefully that kind of works its way in to the cinematic universe with the movies and stuff for Jurassic. And I very well think it could, because by the time they start making movies again, who knows, maybe it's in another few more years, and then kids that have watched, like my kids that watched Camp Cretaceous when they were, 3, 4, however old, whatever that was. And then when this show comes out, it'll be like 7, 8. And then maybe by the time a movie comes out, imagine like a 10-year-old seeing if Darius was like, continuing across this saga. Like, that would be the most epic thing possible, to have like Darius in a movie for a kid. Like, I think that would be the coolest thing. So I hope this is part of the groundwork that kind of we've been wanting for a long time, despite it not being what everybody wants. I think it could be some good groundwork.
I think you make a really good point. Like, I think Ahsoka is okay. I've not finished it yet. I'm enjoying it for what it is. But I have not watched any animated Star Wars. I never will watch any animated Star Wars.
Okay, it's just me again, guys. I can't deal with somebody saying Ahsoka's just okay. That show was one of my favorite shows of all time. It was literally keeping me on the edge of my seat the entire time. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, is the characters that we saw in the Clone Wars, and then we saw in Rebels, and then we grew and we got older with them, and I was already old by this point, but like I still got older with them, and by the time these live action versions of those characters showed up in Ahsoka, dude, there couldn't have been any better Star Wars for me. Like, that was the best Star Wars could be, was when I'm watching Ahsoka. So that's what I want for Camp Cretaceous fans, and that's what I want for Jurassic fans. And I think it's possible. So
I was going to compliment you and kind of back you up, but then you cut me off. So no, screw it. Chat's against me now. You're against me.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, I thought it was good. I can't imagine what people thought who grew up with the animated stuff. Like
Mhm.
it's gotta be mind-blowing, right? And I think you're right. Like I think laying this as the groundwork could be kind of cool. I just don't like unfortunately I don't like Camp Cretaceous, and I'm not sold enough on the world that Dominion offers to like want to be like, yeah, let's continue going in that direction. I think I am more along the lines with what, you know, I see in the chat. Like we need something a little more adult, a little more, like for me, a little more scary. I don't like horror, but like I also think that Jurassic has kind of missed quote the one, like has missed the horror out of it. It's all about the wonder. I feel like even Dominion just felt like there were some moments, sure, I guess, but it just still was more like wondrous to me than anything. Like the last like real sequence from a movie that just like really got me, I think, was like maybe the baryonyx in the lava or whatever downstairs. But Jurassic, the trilogy did such a bad job, or those last two movies did such a bad job of having really short sequences and then showing you the hero shots from every sequence in the trailers. Like is it Therizinosaurus?
Can't deny that. Yeah, sure.
Like was it the Therizinosaurus or whatever, the feathered one in Dominion? That's a truly scary moment when she's under the water. But the thing is, they showed like the whole thing in the trailer. Like the Trevorrow sequences are not long enough to explore beyond 15, 20 shots of real interest, right? Sure. So by the time you put the whole thing in a trailer, it's like, great. I hope there's more.
And that is a really interesting point to kind of talk about, because I don't feel like we've really touched on that too much. The fact that like I don't know the lengths, but like the T-Rex breakout sequence, that's a long sequence. Like
it's long.
If you saw that in a trailer, you would see, you know, I don't know, maybe one shot or two shots, but like there are lots of shots in that sequence, and they're all brilliant and they're all amazing. And that goes, you know, from them just sitting there in the rain to the final T-Rex roar at the very end after the truck goes over the cliff. Like, so it's very, very long sequence, and people are dying, people are getting thrown, people are falling off cliffs, people are climbing down. There's a lot happening. And then even like I've been going through spoilers for some upcoming episodes, but me and Caleb have been talking about Jurassic Park, and just thinking about like the final moment of that movie, in like musical style, like the music is like I don't know, it's like an 8-minute or more long piece, and it's like it's just incredible, like how if you listen to that whole piece, it's the entire ending sequence, which goes from raptor attacks to T-Rex to all kinds of stuff happening. And you're right about like the Jurassic World movies. It's like it's very small portions. Like you're getting snacks instead of the meal of the scene. You know,
the gyrosphere attack with the Indominus should have been. I mean, well, here I want to format this statement in a way. The T-Rex attack sequence is a short film in and of itself. It has a beginning, a middle, and end. It has just multiple planes of action. It's lengthy, it's meaty, it has a lot going on. Go to the Indominus attack on the gyrosphere. It's kids see Indominus. Indominus stares through the window, bites and lifts the gyrosphere, slams it down. Kids run off. That's really about it. The whole thing is done in about, I bet that's a 2-minute scene, if that. Go fast forward then to Battle at Big Rock, and Trevorrow is in like Spielberg mode. That could have been an entire sequence in a movie.
Yeah.
And like that could have been the opening, and maybe it was, but that could have been the opening of Dominion. I would have thought that was great. It just felt so right for a Jurassic movie. And then you get to Dominion, where I just felt like we were like That movie's long, man. Especially the director's cut. What is it? 2 hours and like 40 minutes or something. It's long, and I feel
remember.
like we are just like dinosaur to dinosaur to dinosaur to dinosaur to dinosaur, and you never just get to like be worried for the team, most of which is made up of hero characters, so like they're not dying. Yeah, it's just the studio mentality these days. I don't think it's anything Trevorrow necessarily did wrong. It's just like if there's a pause or if something goes on just a little too long, the studio is the first one to be like, nope, shorten it, cut it down.
Yeah,
but,
and I think we talk about that in the music episodes too. It's like Jurassic Park had so many moments without music, and the first two Jurassic Worlds didn't really. It was just like wall to wall. The third one really changed it up a little bit, but not like Jurassic Park. Siaka makes a good point. Here they have no reason to stop marketing spoilers since they make $1 billion. So why are they going to change the way they make these movies? I don't know. Or they at least market the movies. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't deny that. But at the same time, like Dominion was the No Way Home of Jurassic, and I remember up until the day of No Way Home, it was like, was the Andrew Garfield thing fake? like people just like really, because Andrew Garfield was so good at being like, I'm not in this movie.
Yeah.
Him and Tobey Maguire didn't do like any marketing for it at all. There were shots in the trailer with characters cut, like they just took their CG plates out, and that movie made a ton of money. The movie did just fine without showing every little bit. So
yeah. All right. So I wanted to shout out again Cretaceous Dave with the mention of like, if we could have one cameo in Jurassic World Chaos Theory, who would it be? Only one cameo. What do you think it's going to be?
What do I think it's going to be?
Yeah, because I guess when we watched Camp Cretaceous, we did get Dodgson and we did get Dr. Wu.
So these can just be,
as far as cameos are concerned.
These can just be these can be characters. They don't have to be the actors playing a voice or anything.
No,
right?
no, just a
CG who would
animated.
I want more than just a cameo, and I do want this in live action, but I do want was it Barry?
Mm-hmm.
Owen's
Barry.
partner. I want Barry to headline a movie.
That would be great.
And,
yeah.
I mean, Kayla Watts I thought was great. I think Barry edges her out a little bit for me. Maybe they could team up. I'm not, I wouldn't be against that. But like Barry for me is very much like, I want to know. I just want to continue his story, whether it's his introduction into what was it, the FBI or whatever, or if they just want to like go into the future or whatever, like, and see what he's up to. I would definitely like to see him return. And if it has to be in this animated form, sure, I guess, but
okay. I think that's a good choice. Cause like, if this is gonna follow up Fallen Kingdom and kind of make our way towards Dominion, I think that's a great character to throw into the mix. Because in my eyes, I want them to be, kind of tracking down these dinosaurs and kind of getting into that mix. And I think that's a great person to add to it as well, because it sounded like, as far as Franklin, right? I've seen the concept art so much with Jake Johnson's character that I had to double take for a second and think, was it actually him in that movie, or was it Franklin?
Well, I'm reading the chat, and back to Jake Johnson, because I actually would love to see Jake Johnson in a movie. The only thing is that like, I don't feel that Jake Johnson his character is not looking to be involved. His character, to me, even though he was supposed to be in Fallen Kingdom, his character is very much the reluctant follower, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't I don't see a world where he was even part of like Claire's dinosaur brigade or whatever that was. Like, I just feel like it was very like you would have to like pull him in, to that point. And then to everyone saying Lex and Tim, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I still have PTSD, but like I remember the comics where they brought back Lex and Tim, and it was truly just awful. So, Lex and Tim are not special. There's nothing special about them except for nostalgia. And not every kid can be a winner. And maybe they grew up to be complete scumbag losers. I don't know, but they don't need to come back. I'm good.
Cretaceous Dave says, "Isn't Barry running a cafe at this point in the timeline?" I don't know. Is that part of
But maybe that's what he's. Maybe that's what he's done. Maybe he's left the world, and something's gonna pull him back in to have to be the hero that we know Barry can be.
Dude, that would be so sick if he's just like operating like a small diner or something in the middle of nowhere, just trying to get away from it all because he was a part of Jurassic World, and just like he got attacked by a dinosaur and he's like, I'm out, I'm done. And he's just like washing some dishes or something and passing out food, and then just crashed through the glass, and he's like, everybody stay back, like, yeah, I got this, like that would be amazing to kind of see something like that.
What mission did Barry go on that he now has to go into witness protection, right? And who did he fall in love with that he's got to like avenge her death when the dinosaur smashes through the window and just
that would be amazing.
Her. Yeah, like it'd be great.
He apparently mentions it in Dominion. I absolutely do not remember that whatsoever. But yeah, I got to rewatch.
Was running the cafe his cover? I forget. Like,
I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I think Barry would be perfect. If I'm gonna throw it out there and just kind of continue with the conversation that I kind of wanted from Dominion, more so than Ellie, I always thought, like, based on my idea of what the story was gonna be, I always thought Sarah Harding would be a better place or better person for that movie. But that's not what the case of the movie was, so that's why Ellie worked better. But Sarah Harding would be perfect for a story in between, I think, and kind of, I could see some of these cast members bumping into Sarah Harding and just like, she's out in the field studying something and they just bump into her and get into some mission with her. I think that would be pretty cool to see Sarah Harding again.
That's a great choice because I think Sarah's story gets more interesting when Sarah is like one of the only characters that I can see being like, yeah, her story is more interesting when the dinosaurs are on the mainland, because she's not a paleontologist. She's a zoologist. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think maybe that's in the book. She's a zoologist or something. And then I think in the movie, they kind of morph that into like a paleontologist. I don't really know. But like she studies animals in like Africa and in their like, that's why I think she's a zoologist or something. But her whole thing in the movie about like wanting to study the dinosaurs and what their natural behaviors were, that's really interesting in a world where dinosaurs are going to have new natural behaviors based on their surroundings, right? Surroundings that they are not genetically accustomed to. So her story actually, I feel like, is really interesting at this point. Would love to revisit that,
Yeah.
And I feel like, what's her name? The actress. I don't feel like she's a Julianne Moore. Yeah. Like, I don't think she's above doing a voice in an animated show either. Like, and I don't mean that as like as a knock on quality. I think I've seen her do big projects and I've seen her do small projects. So,
well, even from Camp Cretaceous, like that show's not afraid to go out and get like some decently sized cast members, for their roles. So, I who knows if it's just for like one episode? Yeah, absolutely, sure. But
I would love to see her own that character like Bryce Dallas Howard owns there.
Yeah, that would be great because that character works so well, unafraid of going out there. Has no fear of being in the wild with these creatures and can handle it. Despite leaving a trail of blood everywhere. But Cretaceous Dave says,
the worst zoologist.
he did it before joining the French intelligence. He tried it with his brother and it didn't work out. So I don't know timeline wise, but like if he had a cafe with his brother and his brother got eaten by a dinosaur and then he joined the French intelligence and then somehow the CIA or, teamed up with the CIA maybe.
I'm telling you, I think Barry is a great choice to have as a leading character in a movie.
Or a cousin. I think Dave said cousin, not brother. But yeah, Barry's probably great. I think it would also be interesting if, by chance, that these stories kind of connected with Owen and Claire and Maisie. I think that could be interesting to at least see them. I don't think it'll happen, but I kind of my mind was blown that we never got a cameo from them in the first season or the first series and first season. I thought for sure by the time we get out of this first season, we're going to have seen Claire and Owen, but we didn't ever. And that was mind blowing to me. So, to see them and come into contact with them, I think it could be interesting to have maybe more so Maisie than anything else. And we've gotten stories like that. Maybe Dave can kind of talk about that a little bit more because I didn't get a chance to read the second book. And I think there was supposed to be 3, right? But the third one, I guess, got canceled. And maybe it was stepping on too many toes. Maybe they actually had a plan. I don't know. I'm just theorizing here. But maybe they canceled it so they could do a story like that in Chaos Theory and kind of have Maisie be out in the wilderness and meets up with some kids who end up being these Camp Cretaceous / whoever, characters from Chaos Theory. And then she brings them back to the camp. And
I feel like you're giving the sales of those first 2 books more credit. I feel like if it was canceled, it was simply
yeah. It
I'm not saying it was bad. I haven't read them. I'm not saying they're bad. I've not read them. But I just feel like, I don't know, man. Jurassic has done such a great job of catering to kids younger than 13. But it's time that they stepped into PG-13 again. Make a project that is PG-13. I'm not asking for R. I think R is, well, I also think today's R is 90s PG-13. But I'm not asking for like anything gruesome. I just think that it's time to step up and give the teenagers or the 20-somethings something to enjoy as well.
Sure.
And us old people, us 40-year-olds who want Jurassic. But no, I just like they've done a great job at catering to the little kids for sure. If I was like, I would imagine that your son, as far as if I don't know how into Jurassic you guys are, like truly outside of the podcast at your home, but like, man, like this is your kid's like the right age, man. Like he's got to be getting bombarded with all kinds of great Jurassic content.
We'll see. I mean, I'm taking him to the movie on Friday, so we'll see if he can sit through the orchestra and enjoy the movie. It's been a little while since he's watched it, and even Camp Cretaceous. It's not like one of the series that we've kind of put on repeat, over and over again. So he was probably a little small at the time. So if we were to rewatch him, I'm sure he'd really, really dig him. But he always loved Darius, and he loved those characters. So I'm excited to see how this evolves because and we were bringing up the Ahsoka thing before. You brought it up, and like, I know there's a lot of ridiculous stuff in Camp Cretaceous. We've got, Ben riding Bumpy and jumping away from explosions and things like that. So certainly that stuff is absurd, and that kind of stuff at times happened in Clone Wars and in Rebels too. And I think Ahsoka did a good job of kind of washing away all of the absurdities and simplified everything, but didn't change the fact that these characters are who they are. They didn't morph people into other people and swap out things and change the way they look. They looked the way they looked. They sounded kind of the way they sounded, but they simplified it so well that like you can believe that stuff happened in the past, but you don't have to believe that each and every detail happened. You have the history, but it's okay that it's not visualized as absurd as it used to be. And I think like that's where this could be great. You know, we got some absurd stuff in Camp Cretaceous seasons 1 through 5. But it would, you know, it would be easy by the time we get to the potential of a movie with some of these characters to kind of wash that away and just say, these are these characters. They've been through some stuff. They know what they're doing. And they're great characters. And I think that's where I'm excited. And that's why I'm excited about the potential of this show and what it could add to the timeline and the people that we could bump into. And yeah, I mean, for the past however many years, this is kind of the timeline of events that I've been asking for, to see the things that happened in between these movies. So
I think the real question is, I mean, Brooklyn Decker, she's a podcaster, TikToker,
her last name?
social media. I think so. I don't know. Maybe.
No, that's a model.
No, Brooklyn Decker?
Yeah. Right?
No, isn't that a Fast and Furious character?
I don't know, man. We could Google it.
I'm afraid. She's an actress / model.
Okay, yeah. But also could potentially be in Fast and Furious. Who knows?
She might be. I have no idea. And Brooklyn is the podcaster girl, right?
Yeah.
I think the real question is, Brad, if there's a live action movie, are we like Brooklyn's podcast competition? Like, does she reference you and I as big dinosaur podcaster nerds?
Yeah, and every time she does, she gets a little like PTSD because she thinks about the Brad X and Brad whatever, the Brads that she had to deal with on the whatever island that was with the robots, and she's like, I can't bring up that other podcast because it gives me flashbacks. So she doesn't really bring us up too much, I don't think, but right, but we bring her up. You know, we talk about her and the crew. So hopefully we're nice and friendly competition, you know, like other fellow Jurassic podcasters out there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I think that brings us to the end of our conversation here tonight. So we went through it, you know, we did it. We got here. It was a little
Brad,
chaos.
We did pretty good.
A little bit of chaos in the beginning.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, that's good. We did it. I'm happy with that. So
30 minutes over.
Yeah, a little bit over. It's all right. I know we typically go a lot longer, and that's the new format is short. So we're still doing okay. I mean, the live streams are okay. We can kind of go a little bit longer with those, but like, hey man, I've been keeping episodes real short and sweet. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to listen, but like they've been like 40 minutes, maybe like 30 minutes. It's been nice.
Right.
It's been chill.
Right.
So, speaking of, go follow us all over the place. Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and even Facebook, guys. We're on Facebook. You can go find us all over the place. I don't really look into Facebook still, but it's there. And also, please go find the podcast on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. That could be Apple Podcasts, could be Spotify. You never know. Could be Amazon Music or even Audible. If you're out there listening to Jurassic Park, you can just go switch over and listen to our book reviews and things like that. So definitely go check that out. But please go download the show. And remember, this week we had a chat with Mark Viniello, the special effects artist and the person who was in the Pteranodon suit in Jurassic Park 3. Go listen to that episode. Great episode. Plus, there's going to be a part 2 next week, right around the corner. So please, go check that out. But yeah, anything final to mention here, Aaron, before we get out of here?
No, I just want to clap Siaka animated on the hatchling. Nice job. Anytime that you work on something like that, you should be clapped for.
Yes.
Congratulated. Very cool.
Fantastic work.
Hopefully that leads to some cool stuff on your demo. If you are aiming to get into the industry. But no, I mean, You can go look up the podcast on social media. Don't look for me. I'm done with social media. Like, I talked to my mom on Facebook, and that's like the extent of it.
And after that Ahsoka erasure, you might be just done.
Don't at me. Like, it's fine. It's good. I'm enjoying it. Am I watching it every single day? No. But The Witcher, which I love, I'm also not like watching at a
Dude.
like these shows don't come out fast enough to like feel like I need to binge them anymore.
Well, I mean, Ahsoka came out weekly, and by the time the next episode rolled around, I had probably watched each episode like 4 times. So all about that show. All about that show. Amazing. So,
Brad, have you watched One Piece yet?
no, I have not. I know you said it's right up my alley, but
again, if
I
it's
have
the
so many
worst
other
iteration,
things to watch.
if it is the worst iteration of One Piece, then One Piece is the greatest IP ever created because it's freaking so good.
All right. Well, I know you have high recommendation. I'll have to check it out at some point. So, I saw a trailer for it and I was like, this kind of looks fun. So, maybe someday. Next year, when the strikes have been over and then we have no content still because of the strikes. So, pay everybody, studios, please. So we can get more great stuff like One Piece. Apparently. Yeah, I still cry too, Dave. There's no new episodes, and I still get sad.
No new episodes of what?
Ahsoka.
Wow.
No new episodes of what? Huh?
There's plenty of new
Ahsoka?
episodes for me of Ahsoka because I haven't finished it. So,
what would I love? What's a science fact? I don't remember what I said. What would I love? Or who said what? I love Cobra Kai. Yeah. I don't know. One Piece, maybe? Is this a science fact? Oh, Jurassic Cam gave up after 2 episodes of the animated series. So,
but see, I don't know. I just I'm not an anime fan, and I just thought that show was just like wonderfully colorful, actiony, super positive. Like Brad, remember, like I was talking with you a few months ago, and I just felt like I was just in such a negative zone, right?
Yep, a few months ago,
and probably a few months ago. I mean, I meant I was telling you that kind of my algorithm had kind of turned against me a little bit. And yeah, dude, I don't know. I could not stop watching One Piece. Would love to go watch it again, but I got some 4K Atmos things to watch happening. So
go rewatch Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion. Let me know what you think.
Hey, I'm actually really excited for those because they probably have true Atmos mixes, whereas the original movies probably don't, right? Because they weren't designed, Atmos wasn't a thing back then. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the new movies have to offer in the way of what are they? It's not, Atmos is like a type of audio mixing, object audio mixing or something like that. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for watching. We'll be back next week, I think. Yeah. And please check out the episode. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
See ya.